Hello, my dear Cancer. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between November 16 to November 30, 2016, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So, November 16, we will have the Leonids meteor shower that was last seen in its greatest magnitude in 2001. It has a yearly shower in November, but peaks every 33 years, where hundreds of meteors per hour can be seen. The waning gibbous moon from the full supermoon November 14 will block the fainter meteors this year. But in 2001 the meteors could be also seen in sunset and sunrise. So November will have new moon in daytime, the 29th. So the night will be really dark at this time. If you want to gaze the stars. So I call the divine with love and light. I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Cancer. So, I want my dear Cancer to be guided toward having love in their lives and creative success, and also finding themselves on their highest path towards their highest destiny. So, it was done. Just tune in a little bit. So, okay, my dear Cancer, this is your future, this is your now, and this is the past. The now is probably the last part of November 2016, but whenever you see this, it's probably the exact right time for you to see it. So, the first card here for Cancer is 8 of Swords. So 8 of Swords is kind of something that you know, that you don't want to know. It's kind of you resisting something that is the reality. And it can also be kind of you trying to behave in a certain way that's maybe in the opinion of others. So we see this girl, she stands on a very beautiful spot on a riverside with a castle just behind her. So this might be an image of your body, like how you feel in your body. The castle is your soul, you can say, your full 3D experience of yourself, how you can, all the room you can find about yourself, all the people that's in there, all the opinions that you have, the dreams that you have, everything is kind of in this castle. It's kind of a picture for you being enlightened, you can say, knowing everything about you. So this girl, she's almost on the brink of knowing everything there is to know about her, but she's resisting it, maybe because it's pain, maybe because people has taught her not to follow her dreams and bliss and insights, and not to do the things that you really want in the deep depths of your heart. Because it might be a fear to not succeed. It might be a fear to hope in vain. But maybe better to hope in vain and try to reach your goals than to not do anything at all, because that will make your life not as fulfilled as it was planned to be. 8 of Swords is also sometimes you don't know how to choose. You can go back and forth in your mind, sitting stuck in a situation, you can't solve it. So don't solve it. Wait to another day. The problem will come. The problem solution will come to you when it's time to solve it. So until then, maybe just deal with it in the best way you can. So here comes also Justice. So Justice is it's very cold card. It's very detached. It's very simple law. That's kind of no one orchestrates it. It's just there, and creating justice and balance in the universe. So things always wants to come down to a balance. So things can kind of see here the 8 of Swords. For you to come through here, to be able to face justice, to be able to move to your next level, you need to let go of all those old thoughts about you your old restriction and how you blindfold yourself. You need to start seeing the truth. She holds the source of truth here. It's something hidden still behind those, and probably it's there. You're going to be let through those gateways when you understand a thing or two about yourself. So there's something that you're refusing to see, that you need to see to be able to level up, kind of. And justice can sometimes also be with you have to do with legal institution, or balance need to be created between parties, or there can also be sometimes divorce with this card. But this balance, you will know if it's you or the other person that's need justice, and it's not negotiable. It's kind of universal law. So you need to step up here, step up your game a little bit, be more aware, try to see what you are trying not to see, try to feel what you are trying not to feel, because here, yeah, and here's the 21 world card. So it's what I sense, that you are on the brink of leveling up, and this is the 21 world, so that's the last card in Major Arcana, so you kind of made a full lap, but it's something here that you don't want to see. That's kind of preventing you from doing this. But you're already there. You're already like in goal. You just need to accept it. You just need to see it. You just need to turn around and, turn inwardly maybe, and find out what's there for you to see, because it's something very important, since it come two Major Arcana card here, number 11 and number 21. So 2, 3, if you count them in like 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 2, 3. So it's kind of counting upwards to something. And here you have the 9 of the Hermit. So this is the person that sees, and this is the person that doesn't cease. So it's probably you, the both thing. One is before and the other is after. So that this might lie in the past for you, that you actually were able to see something crucial about yourself, about your life. It might just have been a little step that made you like lose your blindfold and see everything that's created here. This is your intention, your attention. How you put your attention to different things is how you investigate them or heal them. If you just think about a thing, or stay in a feeling, or listen to what a person says really intense, listen with your whole body, with your whole nervous system, with all your feelings, listen, and that's when you have this attention. That's when you're no longer blindfolding yourself. You're able to see the truth, even if the truth is dark and cold and scary, but you can see it anyway. And that's the first step. When you have seen what kind of cold and desolated landscape you might have created for yourself, you can go and make something different. But first you need to be able to see everything, and to be very mindful of what's going on in your life. So you can feel a bit lonely. Maybe before you didn't want to realize the truth of what you really felt, but now you do. So here's the 8 of Cups. So maybe some of you, it's an 8 again, so probably the problem is still there. Maybe some of you have been walking away from something that was very dear to you, and you might not have want to see the full extent of that, how it actually affected you. And it still seems like you don't really want to, or you can't do anything about it, maybe, because it might have been a person, a situation which kind of threw you out of there, or didn't want you, or and that's when that kind of scenario happens, you always need to be in this state, like really awake, and follow your inner guidance, because even if the worst have happened, it might lead to something good in the end. So if you still feel love for someone, or you still want something that you kind of missed out on, it's probably more to find there in those feelings. It's probably more to learn from this, and maybe also the situation isn't over till it's over, kind of. Um, so if you miss someone, it can be really that you're missing this person actually, or you're missing what that person represent. So you need to find out what they represent. You can't just leave the situation and be over and done with it. It will follow you. This is 8, so it's eternal. It's something with not something karmic, not in a sense that you are going to be punished. It's something that you have done to yourself over and over again many times, and now you need to kind of cut into that loop and see what it is. But a good thing is that you are turning to the stars and the moon here, so you're kind of turning to your inner guidance system, even though you have left what made you feel so happy once behind. And the dolphin here is also key. It's often a symbol for love and understanding. So we are all wanting to be loved and understand. So maybe, as I said, the person is just reminding you maybe of a childhood situation where you were left outside in the cold in some way. So you need to go back to the roots, see what your intuition has to say about this. Do some mindfulness exercise. Try to stay in your body. Try to be very aware of what's going on, because it seems like you're on a key point where you kind of needs to see something that then can become healed. Okay, and here we have a 10 of Wands, so still with the back turned here. That's kind of suppression. It's kind of pride also. It's kind of not wanting to deal with the situation. It's kind of not wanting to admit to a feeling that you have. Your back turn in both those situations. So you have done some understanding. Maybe you come to the understanding, okay, this is how I feel. So you know now how you feel, but you're still walking away. And it's a lot of suppression here. Suppression is taking too much responsibility, or trying to build up like a facade, or for people to see that's not really the reality. Like on the backside of that facade can sometimes be very painful things, but it's good anyway. You're trying still, even if maybe you're trying too much this time. It's the castle in both those pictures. Here's the castle and that's the castle, and here you are actually facing the castle and have the backside against us instead. Here you had the backside against the castle and facing us. So something has changed. It has turned around like 360 degrees, or 180 at least. So you are able to see something which you weren't able to see before, but still this suppression, this kind of very high, intense energy is kind of stopped by you. You have collected and bearing it here on your shoulder. It might weigh you down a little bit, but sometimes this is also a good thing. To see the truth of a situation. You might be in in a relationship or a situation where you were badly treated, and you realize that even if I love those persons and like this work, or what kind of situation you are in, I'm going now. So no one can stop me, because I have had enough. So this can also be the case for some of you. The next card is Page of Cups, so it comes underneath the Justice. So it's kind of pointed out what's need to be done, that you actually need to feel the feelings that you have to its full extent, to not try to suppress, not try to blind, not try to fence in, not any of that, but actually feel the feeling to its full extent. Let it hit you like this tsunami wave. This is a Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is bearing gifts. It's also having a very beautiful communication with its feelings. It's often a picture for your inner child. That's kind of really brave, but it's a watery creature. It's kind of a jellyfish or manat. So she's very fragile, and she needs to be in water. So you need to be in your feelings and tune into them and be with them, because on dry land you will dry up, and this is not the right kind of element for you. So be in your feelings, don't deny them, even if they are not like aligning maybe with the truth of your situation. Still feel your feelings. That's your kind of security exit, to be able to feel what's happening, so you're not creating blockages in yourself, things that you haven't wanting to feel or acknowledge. It's situation that's going to appear again and again and again and again and again until you see it. So it's better to see it, the truth of the situation, feel the total extent of your feelings and not denying anything. Try to lessen all your ties here that you have tried to make around yourself to not feel, because this is only going to make you go into repetitive patterns, karma, you can say. It's kind of soul contracts. I will never ever again trust another. Yes, it's what we all do, and then create a great mess for ourselves. So here you have also Queen of Cups. I lay her out like this so you will see the 21 world card. That's abundance, love. It's kind of how the world is sustaining us, how the earth is sustaining us with under our feet, how we by gravity is pulled to earth and not like ballooned away. So it's very much, if you just lay on the floor maybe, or on the bed, and just feel how supported you are. Here you see supported, you are supported by the universe. So you are not, feel the love in that, being this supported just by earth underneath your back. You're not falling anywhere. So only that is can be a profound experience of how loved you are. This is the Queen of Cups. She is much like this Page of Cups. She's letting the waves kind of hit her, but not like this in this extended version, but it comes like this and wets her clothes. So it's you being very emotional with the tides and different. You feel the feelings that's appropriate for that kind of situation. You might not feel that it's appropriate, but it is. So both those, she is talking with her fish. She is looking into her ball here. This chalices. So both are very, very focused. Sorry for my voice. On their feelings, and you see that white roses is building a path towards her. So it's purity of feeling, purity of intention. You don't need to be vulnerable and kind of, exposed. You just need to feel what you feel, at least for yourself. Okay? And it's okay also to tell it, yes, I was mistreated on my workplace. I did love the workplace, but I needed to leave because I didn't feel well there. So that's the truth of the situation. To say, nah, I never liked it anyway, and it was a horrible job, and I would never go back. That might not be the truth. So you need to acknowledge the truth of your situation to be able to heal, and to be able to not put yourself in those kinds of restrictions that's going to make you suffer like this over and over again. Here we have more restriction, and it comes underneath the Hermit. So it might be when you actually see the full extent of how you feel inside, there might come another like this, no, I don't want to feel this. So you're maybe blindfolding yourself again, or suffocating that feeling again. But it can also be that you're actually building up a healthy boundary for you. What I said, that you kind of say, yes, I love you, I still do, but I have my, this is what I want now for my future. This is how I'm going to feel taken care of. If I build this kind of future for myself, and I couldn't have it with you. So this is also kind of seeing what kind of boundaries you might have want to make. But sometimes the Nine of Wands is kind of fencing in themselves, being too smart for their own good, and then they're they put like a door before the cave, but then they can't come out and no one can come in. So it's kind of isolating, both those cards. Hermit, isolated. It's 9 also, both of those cards. And this is Sagittarius energy, very intense energy, very intense boundaries. So sometimes it can be those kind of situation where you say, I will never again. You're kind of defending yourself, but you're also making um, new patterns for you to repeat. So try to, yes, boundaries good, suppression not good. So say, yes, I want the same thing. I want to feel like this again. I want to feel love like this again, but I want to do it with the person that's kind of giving me the same support back. That could be a better thing than saying I will never ever. So, and here's the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is a card that your old backbone, how you kind of holded yourself up before it's gone. And I've seen either this or death with all of the signs now, I think. So it's kind of a message for everyone that the old thing needs to go. The old way that was you, how you try to manage yourself in the world, it needs to go. There needs to be purity of what you really feel in your core. You need to be exactly who you were supposed to be. You can't go and run away and hide. You were planted here like a beautiful, beautiful flower, but you have prevented yourself from growing by your own thoughts and your own beliefs system. And this has led to a very desolated place where you can't really move forward from here. So you need to be the wise owl over there to see that the old backbone is gone. You can't go on as you have been up till now, denying the truth of your situation. You need to see the truth, all the feelings. I saw a interesting program on the television that's kind of people were robbed of all their stuff and were supposed to be in their apartment and without clothes and everything. So they discovered that time was very long and that how they exposed they were. And I want you to put yourself kind of in that situation. Like, don't run around, do so many things. Try to be in the stillness of that's what is you. It seems to be very important here because you have a lot of things here that you need to sort out. A lot of flight behavior, a lot of where you put boundaries. See to that they really are on the right place, because this what's going on inside of you, it's kind of killing you. It's kind of killing the joy that you have for living. So it's not the best way to do this. You need to find some other way. So stay with yourself, maybe for hours and hours and hours. Just stay with yourself and go crazy if you want, but don't do anything stupid. You can feel crazy, but stay with yourself. Don't keep you like don't fix with your phone. Don't start TV. Don't go out. Don't call your friends. Don't do anything. Just sit right upside down and for hours and hours on end. And this can make you solve this and get a better picture of it. Because you will know what it's all about, because you will have put all the attention on it. So here you have a Knight of Swords. This Knight of Swords comes often also now. I see it's usually Gemini energy. It's Swords energy. It's a Knight, so it's very hasty. Someone is wanting to say something, and it's coming. It's a message that's coming rather quickly. So it can either be some person being agitated, someone coming with angry messages, someone coming with good messages. It's a warrior, this one. We have also the Chariot, that's kind of a warrior. So it's a swiftly moving energy. But for many of you, I think it's thoughts, that there will come a lot of thoughts. And up till now, I have said to you to don't think. Don't think at all. Try to focus in your body. Because if you go on extensively thinking, it's kind of an abuse that we do. It kind of not abuse, but we are addicted to thinking. We are kind of thinking, so we don't need to feel the reality. We don't need to see the reality. We can go on like being in the fog of our dreams and daydreaming and not even know who's alongside of us and what that person said. And So we are awake, but we are dreaming kind of all day with this thinking. So I have been wanting you to stay in your body to be able to see what's happening and what's going on inside of there. And also this practice of staying in your body is going to prevent you from thinking extensively. But now it seems like it might come in thoughts that can be rather important. So when you have thoughts that's kind of tormenting you, same thoughts or discussion inside your head, discussion towards together with someone, you're discussing with someone that's not longer there, maybe they are the cause, you think, to this problem that you have had, how you have like captivated yourself. So you might feel unjustly treated, justice here, by them. So we have a lot of things to say. So take a notebook and write down the conversation. That might be a good way to stop it from running around your head lap after lap. And it might have really crucial information for you to see what you really want and what you really feel, and maybe also what's really going on between you. Because if you are a clear enough channel, you might have discussions with other people like on a more other level, like from mind to mind, and not like more telepathically. So write it down, and then it might just leave you alone. And you can also watch what you have been writing and do some exercise with that, trying to find out what's going on, and okay, what do I want, what do that person want, and so on. So it can be like angel radio being put on until you kind of write it down or give it a lot of attention. So I've seen this with many, and everyone can't be quarreling with everybody. So I think it's kind of more extensive thoughts that we have right now, and that we need to care for them also, not only the feelings in the body. It's time, it's the second grade here of school. First feelings, then thoughts. Okay. So the next card is strength, and it comes underneath justice, which is very much related to, and page of cups. So it shows that you can be very strong and have like pure boundaries, like the true boundaries of your soul, and still be fragile and open and soft and everything. You don't need to have rules for your behavior. You can have direct contact with your soul and know exactly what you want to say or do in that exact situation. So it might be that your thoughts are really sharp now, and maybe by you getting yourself out of this mental prison, you have freed your more clear mind. So you in every situation can be either being very sweet towards people, if as long as they deserve it, but if they are starting to like attacking you, you will say the truth, like, this is how I feel when you are saying that, in a diplomatic way. I don't want you to start any fades here or long-term angerment between people, but be very truthful of what you feel and how it affects you, and so on. So this is another way to actually be in full respect and still be vulnerable, still be open and vulnerable, but still have your values intact. You have a Queen of Cups here, very in the center. That's you, Cancer. You're in the center. So your feelings are in the center. You are in the authority here. So you can be vulnerable and you know, take the information from the your intuition here with a Hermit and use it as your strength. So you don't need to, just because you are an empath, you don't need to put up kind of fake boundaries to save yourself. You can have very soul boundaries that comes from the soul, like your voice that comes like really just out from the blue, right from your soul, in that instant, in the now. So you don't have to, you know, plan ahead for how to be treated and so on. So here we have the karmic card also, and it's kind of putting a little block and a dance here on all those beautiful cards you have here, and it's kind of, it's not a game anymore. It's kind of reality here, and it's time to step up and become an adult and become the soul that you were supposed to be here on earth. Karma is also Judgment Day. It's kind of the old rising, the what was buried is rising, and it's symbolized here by the moon covering the sun. That the kind of subconscious that's need to be seen before you can become enlightened. So you need to go through the netherworld and this darkness and see everything and take adult decisions about what you really see, the truth of your situation. So this is another type of strength that comes from seeing the reality as it is, and not like imagine a fantasy castle that isn't there. You kind of have the tsunami on both those cards as well. There's a big one and there's a little one coming. So the emotion is kind of the key here, that they are going to bring you the truth, so you can see it and then act very like with truth and strength and integrity with this reality that you see. So the next card underneath the Hermit and Nine of Wands is Three Swords. So it seems to be an old heartache, something that you haven't really gone past, and you might have been very angry with that person. So that's why you have this Nine of Wands thing there in between your loneliness and the broken heart. You kind of don't want to admit to it, and you're kind of angry at the person instead of feeling the hurt. So this is kind of implied that you need to feel the hurt. It's okay to be angry as well, but feel the hurt to its full extent, because it's kind of you have missed a step. You have forgot to be in your feelings and like kind of take this feeling as it come. You have tried to want to alter it by putting some kind of defense there. And Three of Swords is kind of an when you get hurt like this, it's a trauma, so it's kind of repeating itself over and over. So if you have been treated by your parents in a certain kind of way, you are going to be treated by other people in that certain way until you solve it, until you stay with it and heal it with your attention, and also doing a little bit of practice, like going deep with the pain and ask it questions and things like this. There's a lot of good exercises you can do for this. Mindfulness is very good as well, to just accept what is and look at it. So here you have a Magician, and it's kind of talking about your current attraction point, and we want it to come from your soul instead from your kind of what you have built up during this lifetime or other lifetimes here on earth. You have built up like different kind of soul contracts, and this is what I do and this is what I don't do, and I'm never going to admit to that, and I'm not never going to say that to any person again. I will protect myself. So this need to go kind of for you having an access straight from your soul and being able to create what you want now in life instead of what you don't want. So it's kind of you getting much more responsibility for your attraction point and for your creative skills, like your creation skills, how to create your life. And you see they are separated by the Judgment here and the Three of Swords. So you need to see the truth, because in other case, when we are leveling up a little bit here, like as humanity, so we are going to get a lot more responsibility for our own actions and our own creations. So that's why they want you to really look deeply from above on this heartache, on this wound that you have, and see it and stay with it and check it out from every angle. Don't judge it, just be with it, accept it, because if you just let it be like fenced in with all this blockage that you have made, so you won't feel the pain, you're going to create a lot of this kind of pain in the future, and I don't want that for you. I want beautiful things for you. So acknowledge the truth and clean out your system, so you no longer need to have like a thorn in your heart. You can take that out and you can start to create beautiful things here on earth. We have a second chance here, folks, so try and grab it. Okay, so I'll take some cards for you from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. That one, I guess. The Diamond Dreamer. Material wealth through prosperity. It's a beautiful card. It's actually a little Gemini here. That's in another kind of aspect. So it's telling you that you can have whatever you dream of. The universe always provides it to you. But often we dream about things that we don't want. So watch your thoughts and watch what you are really asking for, because they are on the brink of giving it to you, because you are getting much more powerful by the day with your creative creation skills. So be careful what you dream, what you wish for. Don't wish for things that I will never. Wish for I want. This is what I want. This is what I dream of. This is what I need. More like this. Here you have the Lady of Lightning. It's much like this. In the beginning, I feared the Lady of Lightning because whenever she came, there was tremendous havoc in my life, and I didn't like it. But now I have come to love this card when I get it, because I know that she only wants what's best for me. And the things that she changed is things that's not longer needed in my reality. So, Lady of Lightning, some surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. It's also getting this like visions, like you are finally getting it. It's kind of, like a flash from above. You're finally getting it. So she wants to change your reality to something better. But the change itself is, of course, painful. And sometimes she also lecture people, kind of flip your car or something like that, just to make you see something when you are on that like brink before something really scary happens. You know the truth of your situation. That is the time when you know what's really worth something. So she wants you to know what's really worth something. So don't let her flip your car. Try to listen really carefully. Maybe imagine what you would miss if you were lying on your deathbed. You're really old and you're going to die. You're going to leave this world and you're finally okay with it. You're totally okay with it. And you look back on your life. What would you like to see? What would you like to have more of? What would you have like to have less of? That might be what the Lady of Lightning wants to show you. What's really worth something in your life. So don't make any halfsies, don't make any bargains, don't say, okay, I won't go for that if I only have some peace and quiet. Don't do this. Strive towards your goals. We have the Celtic cross coming out for you. That's a very complicated symbol. It's about how we move through the universe. This is actually a star map for our relationship with our sister solar system, Sirius A and Sirius B. We are moving in a solar system together with them. We come here like this, and they go here like this, and sometimes we meet here. And that's the golden age for the humanity, and we will be able to travel space and levitate and many happy things. So it's kind of saying that the timing right now is very important, and we are about to change and shift. And what you are doing is very important for how this shift will make itself known. This is the sun on the cross, so it's kind of very astronomical. It's the sun on the cross. The cross is how do you say this in English? It's a star symbol, like Leo or Virgo. It's the cross, and it's very important. It's like a time. It's like a calendar, you can say, for us. And it has great values in many religions as well, in different ways. So it's something maybe for you to remember, some old things that you have known, because our great year is like 26,000 years, and and it's hard to it's easy to forget what we have promised to do, like here with the woes. It's someone that has made promises, and it's something with karmic relationship. So I think it's maybe time for some of us to maybe re-meet people from those times. The calendar is kind of pointing to a karmic relationship that you have promised to kind of fulfill in some way. So this is maybe the old heartbreak and this karma thing you see here, karmic relationship and karma and woes and this old heartbreak. So maybe it's time to heal this very old heartbreak right now. So okay, my dear Cancer, that was much to digest today, and it seems to be a little dark night for the soul, but hang in there. It's not something that's going to happen to you. I doubt it. I think it's something that's going to happen within you, and you kind of need to be brave enough to face it on your own. Decide a night to stay with this, to just go through this, to just feel with this, maybe several nights, to just don't watch TV for a week. Stay with yourself instead, or you can do this together with someone else. You can sit with your partner eye to eye and just sit and watch into each other's eyes. This will really help you to get to the core of things. And if you want, you can also start talking what's happening within you, and so on and so forth. But you can do this alone as well, and you can make yourself go crazy. But keep in mind that this is for a while. Set a timeline for yourself, like, okay, I will bear with this for a month. That might help, so you don't do anything reckless, because when you face this amount of pain and a lot of contracts that you have made, it might be really heavy, and it might kind of make you feel like life is meaningless and things like this. And that's what's happening when you go in the eye of this high spiritual energy. It's kind of going to make you feel this way sometimes, if you have enough that you have fenced in, and it seems like you have. And it's just like your spirit is so tired with you for keeping it in prison. And what's the meaning of life if it is not to express itself in its full extent? So it really wants to express itself in its full extent, and not be binded down by your rules and regulation of what life should be. Okay, so my dear Cancer, thank you for all of you watching, liking and subscribing to my videos, and all the beautiful comments, and all the suggestions and point outs, and things that make me see things from another side as well. I'm really grateful for all of you writing the comments. And also, I hope to meet you again in the beginning of December. So take really good care. Okay, bye-bye.